is going on, guys? So today we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're actually going to be going over everything that we know about the sync grids and kind of like a small beginner's guide on how to get into them, what they're used for, why they're important, and kind of just a rundown on pretty much everything that I can fit into this video. So first off, you might be wondering, well, what is the sync grid? So let's go into Pikachu's here with our main character. So this is the sync grid, and this kind of looks daunting at first, but once we kind of understand what everything is, it's not actually going to be that bad. So basically, the sync grid is a way to increase certain aspects of each individual trainer and Pokemon in certain unique ways. First thing you'll notice is that some of these actually have different colors around them. So if you'll notice, this is a green one, this is a yellow one, we have a blue one, we have red ones down here, and we do have these kind of like rainbow colorish ones there. So there are some unique grids for strikers, supports, and techs. They all kind of have like their own little uniqueness here, but basically we have these blue hexagons which are tailored towards increasing stats. HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed. They all kind of go towards that. These red squares that you see actually contribute to increasing the move gauge, or if it's a support character, it increases the amount of HP gained if it has an HP move. So if you think, I can't really show you Rosa's grid, but Rosa should have, in her red hexagon, she would have maybe Giga Drain would get an increase in percentage. Maybe it bumps it from 10% increase to 11% increase based on the total damage that she did. Something like that. Next we have the yellow hexagons, which let's get back to Pikachu here. Yellow is basically going to be for passive stuff. So it'll either teach new passives or it'll just kind of boost up passives that you already have. So this actually is for Power Reserves 5, which is going to power up moves in a pinch. So it'll actually increase the amount of attack that gets increased whenever your HP falls below a certain threshold. Green hexagons are straight up for increasing the base power of your moves. So if you'll notice, if we go to Thundershock here, it's got a power of 17. If we were to go back, this is for Thundershock. Thundershock would actually be increased by 4, which means that it would have a base power of 21. Which already means that we're going to be doing a little bit more damage than we were previously, so that's actually really good. Last but not least, we do have the purple ones, which kind of looks like a rainbow to me, but a lot of people call them purple because of the background here. Basically, those are straight up for the sync move. They're going to increase the power of your sync move, which is actually really cool as well. More damage is always welcome. So one of the interesting things about sync grids is that, as you can see up here, we do have an energy of 60. So you basically have 60 energy to spend on this grid. You can kind of go any direction that you want to, whether you want to go down into these red ones down here, whether you want to go towards these red ones up here, like however, like which way you want to take it. You can kind of go in any direction, but you're not really expected to completely max out the sync grid. You're supposed to have some sort of strategy in mind whenever you go in and kind of maneuver around and do what you want to achieve with your Pokemon. So, like, let's say for instance, Pikachu here, as you can see, defense is kind of low, special defense is kind of low. Special attack is pretty high at 207. So let's say we want to go for these blue squares and we want to target the ones that have special attack. So we'll look here, as you can see, going up in this direction, up towards this corner here, will actually yield a lot of special attack. If you look at this one, that's for speed, defense, and special defense and HP. So if you wanted more bulk, you could kind of come down into these 3 blue here. Down in this section, we have more special attack, 2 special attack plus 10s, and a speed plus 5. So maybe this is the direction that you want to go. Maybe you like these red ones better than you like the other red ones in this far corner up here. Or maybe you want to go this direction, which is for a little bit more bulk as well. Looks like defense and HP. And then we have a couple of reds, a couple of yellows for the passives. So it kind of just depends on which direction you want to go. But remember, you're not supposed to unlock everything. You have 60 energy to spend, and that's it. So if that's the case, as you can see here, in Unyielding 1, you can see the energy cost for this is 11 energy. But towards the center here, you can see all of these in the very, very center. They all cost 0 energy. So you can actually unlock all of those and then kind of decide which way you want to go. Personally, Jumpstart. So Jumpstart MP Refresh 3 actually means Jumpstart now has a moderate chance of restoring 1 move point of the move used if the move is successful. So that's actually kind of cool. It costs 7 energy, and then you can also see down here that it does cost an amount of sync orbs. So these sync orbs are unique to each and every individual sync pair in the game. The way that you get these is by, as soon as you start a match, sometimes you'll see a message, sync orb chance. And that literally just means that you have a chance during this match to get sync orbs. So once you basically play through the match and get to the point where you can do your sync move, you fire off the sync move of whichever pair you want to get sync orbs for. Once that sync move goes through, you'll get the sync orbs, and as long as you complete the battle and win, you do get those sync orbs. Now, there is a little bit of a weird thing that happens when you get the chance to get sync orbs, so we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's not get too far off track. One of the things that is kind of interesting with getting some of these sync grids unlocked, you do actually have to have some... I don't know if they do any of this on Pikachu. I don't know any grids or any spots in particular. Some spots you'll find on certain sync pairs have to actually have a sync move level high enough to unlock certain spots on the sync grid. So, like, if you can imagine when you scout and you get a duplicate of a Pokemon, if that duplicate isn't up to level 3, for instance, then you may not be able to unlock certain spots on the sync grid, so it kind of entices you to summon more or go through the hassle of the event to get the story events that we're supposed to be getting rather soon. Stuff like that. It's not... I made that sound way more negative than it is, but it's just kind of a way to keep you invested in that sync pair, and it's kind of a way to almost slow you down so that you can't just dump everything into a sync pair all at once. It's kind of meant to keep you coming back and playing. It has been confirmed in the letter volume 6, the letter from the producers. They are expecting to do 4 sync pair sync grids expanded every single month is what they're shooting for. So like you'll notice I have sync orbs for a couple of different sync pairs here. So if we look at Cynthia's, she doesn't really have a sync grid. It's just kind of this little like small section here in the middle because hers hasn't been expanded yet. That's the term that they're using. But just for the sake of looking here, where is Flint? Where is my boy Flint at? Here he is. So Flint does have his sync grid expanded. Basically, at the moment, we have main character and Pikachu, Flint and Infernape, and then we do have Flannery and Torkoal. All of them have a sync grid, and as you can see, there's already quite the variance in, you know, all 3 of these. Now let's actually talk about these sync orbs a little bit more. So remember earlier when I was saying that you'll get a chance to get a sync orb. I'm gonna just kind of play a couple of matches here in the background to see if we can get one of these. I haven't done my tech course for Chantal yet, so let's go ahead and do this. If we actually try this here, it may give us the option. Let's turn off auto. So down here, underneath the banner, it will actually say sync orb chance possible or something to the effect of that. Now the problem, we didn't get one this go around. I have been grinding a lot today, so we may not get one at all during this video, but there are some diminishing results with this. What I mean by that is you pretty much have a really good chance early on when you start playing during the day, but as you grind, the chances of getting a sync orb are lower and lower throughout the day. So there was a Reddit post that I'll try to remember to put down in the description where I'm pretty sure it's like you get one on your first battle of the day, you get one on the 3rd battle, maybe the 6th battle. Like it just kind of exponentially grows for how hard it is to get a sync orb, which is okay, I guess. There's not really like a big problem with that. Like I said, it is a way to keep people invested. It is a way to keep people from just unlocking everything at once. They kind of want you to stick around and play the game as much as possible. That's kind of their whole point. So there is a diminishing result in getting these sync orbs. Once that message pops up though, all you literally have to do is go into the match, complete a sync move on whichever pair you want. It doesn't have to be a specific sync pair. So if I right now wanted to get a sync orb for Rosanta, as soon as the message appears, I can just go in, and as soon as I get my sync orb ready, I can fire that sync move and basically get a sync orb for her. So let's try again here. This will be the last time we try, just to see if we can get it.
I shall be your opponent.
We still didn't get it, so unfortunately, we'll just kind of move on while I'm doing this. Basically, the next thing that we need to talk about is kind of what you should focus on, which it really depends on how you view the sync grids right now. So right now, since we have the main character in Pikachu, Infernape and Flint, and we also have Flannery and Torkoal, I guess Flint is probably the best one out of those three to really focus on. I mean, Pikachu could be decent, but it really depends on how you want to take those sync pairs, because they all have some pretty unique things that you can do with them. And it really just depends on how you're planning on carrying those into the sync grid. So let's actually go back here, since you know what, just because I'm gotta be a completionist, I'll see if this one gives us one. This should be rather quick anyways.
She'll be your opponent.
It does. So it says sync orb chance down there at the bottom. I'm glad we got one. So basically, then you can see it says it up there at the very top. We're gonna get a, well, I need to be careful here. We're gonna get a sync orb if we can get to a sync move. So this is kind of the thing. On certain stages, obviously you're gonna be able to one-hit certain things, so you gotta kind of be careful on what you're doing, or else you might end up ruining your chance. And that's kind of another thing. We'll talk about co-op sync orbs here in just a second. And it can kind of be frustrating sometimes whenever you're trying to get a sync move off in co-op and your enemy or your teammates are just completely ruining that chance. So you'll see here, we're gonna do this sync move. Just gonna kind of let it play out here, and bam, you'll see it does end up giving me the sync orb animation there, which does mean we received one bundle. It's not one sync orb, it's one bundle, and the bundles are in bundles of 5. That's the only ones that I have seen so far. So hopefully there's a way to get even more, like maybe in like very hard EX challenges or the super hard co-op missions. They bundle them in 10 or something like that at a pretty low rate. I don't know, that would just kind of be cool. But either way, so there you can see we get 5 sync orbs. These right here are specific to Olivia and Lycanroc, as you can tell by their little sync pair animation there. So, going back to our sync grid, since Olivia and Lycanroc aren't expanded, we are just going to go back to Pikachu. That is the one that I have the most of. And we're going to kind of take Pikachu in a little bit of a direction here. So, first off, I definitely don't see a reason in not getting any of these. So we should just go ahead and get all of these here. And you'll see, as we unlock these, it will unlock the basically the grid space that is adjacent or touching any of these. So as you see, that unlocked these 3 for us here, so we could try to go for those if we wanted to. I'm actually gonna take this in that bottom left-hand corner really quick. We're gonna get a speed +5, which, okay, here's kind of our roadblock. So we don't have any more sync orbs in stock for Pikachu. There are such thing as co-op sync orbs. Basically, it's the exact same process. When you start a co-op match, it'll say, hey, sync orb chance. If you perform a sync move in that specific match, you don't get sync orbs for that specific pair. Because you had 3 different Pokemon and you may not get a sync move off until 2 Pokemon have died, what they do is they end up giving you bundles of sync orbs for co-op. And these can be actually exchanged for any sync pair that you want. I can exchange, 25 of these for Pikachu. I could do, a bunch of these for Flint, however you want to do it. So you can kind of like mix and match them there. they're relatively easy to get a hold of if you spend a lot of time in co-op. I'm not gonna dump all 95 that I can get here. Let's go to 50 just to kind of get a small demonstration going here. So we're gonna go this route. We're gonna start going down into this section here. So this is Thundershock and Thunderbolt. I definitely like Thunderbolt a little bit better, and as you can see, I already don't have enough Sync Orbs. I do have enough for this one, so let's just go ahead and get that. And now we're basically making our way down towards the bottom. So I need to go grind out some more Pikachu Sync Orbs, or I'm not gonna make any progress here. So that brings up an interesting question. How many Sync Orbs does it take to completely max out for 60 energy? So the number that I've seen floating around, obviously I haven't done enough of this to know personal experience, but the number that I've seen on Reddit and in the Discord is 750. So you do need quite a few of these Sync Orbs to completely max out a Sync Grid, but you can, like I said, take these sync pairs in a totally new direction. One of the important ones, like I was talking about Flint, one of the important things for Flint is that his sync grid actually allows him to gain a lot of accuracy. So if we go back here and we look at Flint, and we're looking at his moves here, you'll notice Fire Blast has an 85 on the accuracy, which is kind of low. If we're actually looking here, see if we can find, he's got a ton of attack buffs there. All right, so Fire Blast, accuracy +5, accuracy +5, accuracy +5. Okay, so you can kind of make this guy really accurate with Fire Blast, which is something that Flint desperately needs, which is super cool. It's amazing that you can actually do that. That is a super nice feature. So that's kind of the basics of the Sync Grid. Like I've kind of preached the entire video, these are kind of like, in a way, supposed to help you create more unique sync pairs than just what we've been given. This gives you a chance to kind of tear through what shortcomings a sync pair may have, or might even boost what makes a sync pair even more powerful. Imagine adding more attack to Cynthia's Earthquake, or imagine adding even more, imagine adding accuracy to Stone Edge on Olivia and Lycanroc, like, so that you don't even need to boost accuracy off of the bat. Like, oh man, it's just gonna make certain things so much better, and it's gonna make certain sync pairs have a chance at being better where they should be. So I love the idea of the sync grids. I'm super excited. I'm gonna try to grind out enough to get these first 3 out of the way. Hopefully, I know this is gonna be a big grind, but hopefully I can grind out enough so that we can at least talk about each 4 of the sync grids that come out every month. We can talk about them as quickly as possible during the month. But unfortunately, it's gonna take a ton of grinding. 750 sync orbs is quite a bit, especially, oh man, especially if you only get 5 per bundle. That's so bad. That's gonna take forever. Either way though, I am quite excited. One last thing that I will talk about here is, since I basically can, we're actually gonna hit this reset button. So what this reset button does is it resets the entire sync grid, deactivates all the tiles, and returns it to its initial state. So what you can see here is that we will actually get back all of our sync orbs, which is perfect. They're not consumable. They don't go away, which is the best thing ever, because that would just be horrible. Hopefully that never changes. You'll also see that we get our energy back up to full 60, and there is a items required down here for the coins. What ends up happening is the first time is free. That's just gonna be DNA's way of saying, oh, I understand you wanna redo this, no worries, take it. After you do it the first time, it's gonna cost you 1,000 coins. And I'm gonna test really quick if that is 1,000 coins per tile, because that is, that's quite crazy. Let's see, so, trying to see if I can go like a cheaper route. All these are looking pretty expensive either way. I just don't have the orbs to really continue much further here, so we'll just do that in the exact same fashion. And as you can see, we just don't have the, oh, I can go that right now. We'll do Thundershock there you can see, I can kind of, you know, keep working my way. But if we hit reset, as you can see now, it will cost me, and it actually does cost you around 1,000 coins per tile. So I will pay that because I'll eventually come back and I'll just figure out the best way to do this. That's actually really cool. I didn't even notice that the first time. So it may show you like an entire list. I'm not gonna mess up with that. We'll figure that out at another time. But hey, that's pretty much Sync Grids, guys. I'm super excited to grind these out and figure out how to maximize the chance, because there's gonna be multiple builds for different Pokemon, which I think is so much fun. I think that's like super duper cool. I'm super excited for that. So I don't plan on recording any more videos today, so let's go ahead and just do a couple of sync pair scouts here. So we're gonna go on the count of 3. It's gonna be on 1, 2, 3. So no flashy animation, nothing crazy. We do have a pretty good chance on these banners though. We do get a 4-star antenna. I just need a Lisa. That's literally the only thing I need for it. Can I get a Lisa? It's just a 4-star doors. It's good old Cybold. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his good old sweater vest, so thanks Cybold, but no thanks, man. All right, let's hit the Cynthia banner. Let's see, do we get anything special here? On the count of 3, if you want to follow along, 1, 2, 3. No flashy animation. Let's see what kind of antenna though. We've already gotten trolled once, and we don't get trolled again so far. What about the doors though? Do we get trolled? Just 3-star doors, and we got a Rourke. No, thank you, my man. And let's go ahead and hit the Ethan banner, because why not, man? Why not? All right, if you want to follow along on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, at least we got a 4-star, man. I can't be complaining. I need these 4-star power-ups. 3-star antenna. What kind of doors, though? Come on. You got 3-star doors. All right, so we get a good old Liza, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. As always, remember that if you want to join the Discord, it is linked down in the description below. Also down there are links to Patreon and YouTube memberships if that's your thing. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and head out, and I will catch you in the next video.